name's Stefan. This first taped, maybe streamed yoga class that I'm doing. It's going to be a power flow kind of thing. A couple elements of the 26 and 2, what also is known as the Bikram practice, eventually going into a flow. Okay, cool. So I'll bring your feet down to the floor, keep them approximately hip-width distance apart, 2 second toes point straight forward, the heels root straight back. Ground down through your feet, through your heels. Let the spine slowly lift up. It's more like you actually allow the spine to release up and exhale everything out. And then on your inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, light little back bend. Not too much, we're just getting started. Inhale. Call this mountain. Shoulders stay soft. Exhale, bring the palms of your hands together and then hinge the spine forward. Long spine on your way down. Inhale to a half lift. And keep the hands on your shins or just in front of you as well. And exhale. Just grab opposite elbows. Let the upper body hang over your thighs. Find a little bit of contact there. From your belly to your thighs. And then as you soften the tailbone down, release the arms, slowly roll all the way up. Find an inhale. Exhale, back bend. Inhale. Arms lift up, shoulders stay soft. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine on your way down again. And then inhale to find that half lift again. Exhale this time, crouch and curl. Hands underneath your shoulders. Forehead comes to your knees if that is possible. And then slowly draw the heels down to the floor. Roll the spine up. Inhale. Exhale. Find that back bend. Inhale. Crown of your head releases up. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Micro bend in your knees, optional. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, crouch and curl. Fingers grip into the floor, knuckles of your hands grip into the floor, heels of your hands, and then you roll up again. Hear the crow in the background. Inhale. And then from here, I'm going to turn forward for this one. You interlace fingers, release the index fingers. This is steeple grip. Heels root down, index fingers lift up. Take a big inhale. And then just go up and over to the right, up and over to the left. Tick-tock the body side to side, left to right, right to left. Sway the body. And then as you root the heels down again, bring the toes together to touch. Find length all the way through the crown of your head. Palms glued together, shut. Take a big inhale. Go up and over to the right. Hips bump to the left. You pull yourself over to the right. Eyes stay straight forward, face stays straight forward. Keep the palms of your hands glued shut. And then see if you can keep the shoulders stacked over your waist, waist over your ankles. So you want to have nothing protruding front and back. Maybe that left hip comes slightly forward, maybe that right armpit comes slightly forward. You find that stretch left side of your body, so you breathe actively into that. And at the same time, keep the length right side of your body as you step that right foot down into the floor and lift the right inner armpit up against that. Find a little bit more length through the center line of your body from your heels, ankles, calves, thighs, navel, chin, solar plexus, chin, crown of your head, index fingers, one line of energy that reaches. Maybe you straighten the arms out a little bit more, especially that right arm. With the help of that, pull the entire left side of your body over to the right. One line of energy still as you reach more over to the right, bump the hips more over to the left, and then slowly come all the way back up. Heels root down, index fingers lift up. And then we'll go to the other side. Hips bump to the right, you pull yourself over to the left. Find your index finger really elongating over to the left and still up. So you're reaching for something from the very, very moment that you're starting this, right? So from the side again, this looks like this. Shoulders on top of your waist, waist on top of your ankles. Maybe that left hip comes, maybe that right hip comes slightly forward, maybe that left armpit comes slightly forward. Find that stretch, right side of your body, breathe actively into that. Left side of your body keeps the length. Step the right foot down into the floor, lift the right shoulder up against that, and with the entire left side of your body, with the left arm, pull entire right side of your body long. All right, so from the front, again, we're here. Step left foot down into the floor, lift left inner armpit up against that. Hips bump to the right a little bit more. But you don't want to lose the left side. You don't want to collapse there like this. No, you're still reaching through the center line of your body all the way up and a little bit behind you. And then slowly come all the way back up to standing. Nice. Turn over again. Here's the back bend. So you have two options. First one is you can bring your hands to your lower back for a little bit extra support, or you can look up to what the index fingertips are pointing at. Keep the palms of your hands glued shut, heels root down, and then from there, you start to draw that line across the sky in this case. Heels still rooted down, waist tucks forward. You find the lift first, so imagine a thread hanging from the sky, drawing you up by your sternum. So you keep that lift in the sternum, middle and upper back lifting up, and then from there you draw yourself maybe a little bit more back. Still be able to breathe, still be able to swallow, still be able to talk. In my case, ears root down, and then slowly bring it back up. Eyes forward, and then we'll do that hinge forward again, which we had already. Long spine on your way down. And then from here, you can walk it out, bend the left knee, bend the right knee, shake it out to that little dance, swivel the hips left and right, right and left. Fingers, palms of your hands can come to the floor, or your fingers just reach for the floor. If you can't quite touch the floor, totally fine. You can let the upper body hang over your thighs. Eventually bend your knees approximately halfway. So just so that your upper body stays in contact with your thighs. Find a little bit of compression there. Still be able to breathe though. And then maybe bring fingers underneath your heels, outside edges of your feet can be an option. Maybe around your ankles, maybe even for your calves. If that's where you are, then that's totally fine. And then from here, you start to pull. You step onto your fingers, in my case here. Bring the elbows a little bit closer together. And you find that action of pulling consistent. Upper body to your thighs, and you find an even, soft, as normal as breath as possible. Crown of your head just releases down, maybe forehead touches your shins. Whoa! Wow! Things happen. Okay, and then you get vain and you pull that bandana quickly over your head again, but again, interlace fingers, release the index fingers, and with all of the length in your spine, bring it all the way back up. Arms down by your side. Nice. From here, I'm going to stay facing the side here. I think this is, especially in this one, really important. Step that right foot out, approximately again hip width distance apart. 2 second toes point straight forward, heels root straight back, lift the arms forward and up, palms face down. Utkatasana, or as we call it, 3 levels of uncomfortability. From here, start to bend the knees, sit the sit bones back in space, so that if you were to look down, you would still be able to see your toes. Keep the shoulders soft, arms still reaching and active. The hip points will lift up off your thighs, and then the chest slightly forward, opening up the collarbones, keeping the arms reaching and active. The shoulders soft, bottoms of your shoulder blades draw down towards your sit bones. If you want a little bit of a challenge, you can bring the sit bones back further, reach the buttocks back further, bring the weight more into your heels, keep the toes lightly on the ground. You can hear my speech, my voice is, my words are kind of getting a little bit faster. I'm trying to save air here, so find your breath as normal as possible. And then slowly bring it back up. Nice. So from here, stand high on your toes. 2-second toe mounts, really important for that stability. You're probably losing me here a little bit now. Just watch what the feet are doing, watch what the legs are doing. As you start to bend the knees, keep the heels lifted up and keep the upper body as upright as possible. Knees still hip-width distance apart, they're not going out, they're not going in. Keep the heels lifted up. Whoops. And then tops of the feet push forward. Find the legs shaking at some point, building new muscle memory. And then slowly you can push yourselves back up again. From here, heels root down. Press inner thighs together. Squeeze inner thighs together, knees together. Yeah. So then, from there, your heels will lift up again as you slowly start to descend. Like you have a very, very solid structure in your back that supports you. So keep the shoulders again right on top of your waist. Keep squeezing knees together, inner thighs together. Gives you that stability here. You can bounce a couple times. That is possible too. Stop on an up bounce and slowly draw yourself all the way back up. Heels come down, feet come in, and arms down by your side. I might have forgot to mention, if you at any point in time feel a little bit overwhelmed, dizzy, anything happening, feel free to take a break. You can go back to child's pose whenever that calls to you. And by the way, I don't know if you will see him, but here is my yoga dog. Hey Louie, what's up? How are you doing? Good? Yeah? Hola, hola. Okay, we will do Garudasana, not dog, but eagle. For that, I'm gonna start to turn this way here. Inhale the arms up. And identify the right arm. Swing that underneath your left, curl it around, wrap it around. Palms together to touch. From there, ooh, thick jacket we have on. Sit down halfway. And then lift that right leg up high over the left. Watch what that left hip is doing here. For many of us, it will draw back. So now, as you have that double wrap, in my case here, or the single wrap, just keep squeezing upper thigh bone down onto lower thigh bone. Bring that left hip back again, so that both of your hips actually align to the front in this case. You sit yourself down, and then from there, yeah, we'll have to turn soon. This is just to demonstrate this one. Elbows draw down, bring knees and elbows closer to the center line of the body. Crown of your head elongates a little bit. You sit a little bit deeper down into your heel. And from there then, as you unwind that right leg, so I'm gonna turn now, you don't. As I unwind that right leg, reach it all the way back. Arms stay interlaced. Push down through that left big toe. Heel safe, outside edge of that left foot. And then draw the elbows forward, give the shoulders a little bit of a stretch. That right foot still flexed here, yeah. And then unwind the arms, interlace fingers, release the index fingers, point the toes of the right foot back. So you find Tula Dandasana, out of this flow, into Tula Dandasana, balancing stick. Right hip rotates down, you will see that better on the other side. Inner thigh muscles of that right thigh rotate up. Fingertips forward, toes to the back, and then slowly bring it back up. So you should feel that in the buttocks actually, that stretch from here. Oh, we'll go to the other side. We won't. Here it is. Identify the left arm, swing that underneath the right, curl it around, wrap it around. Palms together to touch. Draw the elbows down again. Not with the really, really thick jacket here. Sit down halfway, and then from there, Lift that left leg up high over the right, curl it around, wrap it around. Palms together to touch still. Find that double wrap, find that single wrap. Doesn't matter really that much. If you find that double wrap, find that top of your left foot presses into the back of the right calf. Elbows draw down. Now watch that right hip again. So maybe reorient that forward. Elbows draw down. Hear the sound of the plane as we're taking everything into account. And then unwind that left leg and reach that left heel all the way back. Upper body follows, almost like a toppling tree, not quite. Left foot still flexed. And then the elbows draw forward, the shoulders a stretch. Keep the muscles of the neck long, keep that right leg engaged. And then unwind the arms, interlace fingers, release the index fingers. You can go for the other non-dominant grip here, the one that feels slightly off, slightly weird. And then left hip, here it is. Left hip doesn't flail out to the side, no, it rotates down. You want to keep both of your hips even, have that left hip facing down. Inner thigh muscles of the left thigh might rotate up, fingertips forward, toes to the back. Trilandasana, balancing stick. And you resolve that. Arms down by your side. If you brought some water, feel free to have some. Anchor that left foot down into the floor. We'll go towards balancing here. And I'm gonna keep that, on the side. Like this. So that left foot anchors down into the floor. Big toe presses down, outside edge, your heel. So you really feel that grounding, and then pull kneecap up into the quad. Looks a little bit like this. This is relaxed. You pull it up into the quad. Really activate this left standing leg. This is what we're working, that endurance on that left standing leg. So for some of you, balance might be hard. So you might still want to use this right foot here, slightly a kickstand. And then maybe, if the balance is good, you eventually lift that right knee forward and up, right foot flexes underneath, right thigh approximately parallel to the floor. So think of this posture as if you're building a house. This is the foundation, the basement, so to say. So everything that you build on top of that rests on this foundation. So you don't want to let go of this foundation. However, if you feel good in this, that left leg is solid, strong, unwavering. Your breath is pretty normal, solid, soft. You can round yourself forward and down. There's some space on your way down. And collect that right foot with the webbing to webbing grip from underneath. All 10 fingers included into that grip. Draw the abdominals in. A little bit of pressure into that grip of your hands. Webbing to webbing. Reactivate that left standing leg, pull kneecap up into the quad, and then maybe, if that left leg feels good, you kick that right heel forward. So, you can also take a little variation here. If this is too much, if you find your left leg bending quite a bit, pain in your lower back can happen, maybe you just grab the big toe with your peace fingers off your right hand. You have a little bit more of an upward motion. However, if this all feels good for you, then maybe eventually the elbows can come down below the line of the calf muscle, and then eventually also forehead to your knee. This is a great indicator for my posture, so I'm going to check that out later and see. Yep, balance, also constant process of adjustment, right? Okay, let's move to the other side. Anchor that right foot down into the floor. Big toe presses, heel, hummingbird, wow, nature. Heel draws into the floor, outside edge of your right foot into the floor. Lift the left knee forward and up, left foot flexes underneath, unless your balance is kind of tricky, and then kind of work your way up there slowly. See what's possible. Maybe that left leg wants to stay here, but maybe you feel pretty good. Activate that right leg, pull kneecap up into the quad. From here, down. Off. breath. Easy inhales and exhales. As you might have found this grip with all 10 fingers included, you step the foot into the grip of your hands, draw the abdominals in. Maybe that right leg is still solid, unwavering strong, and then you keep that left hip forward. Two straight legs, 90-degree angle. In between them is the goal here. And obviously, if you're used to the hot room, that is a little bit easier in the hot room. So muscles tend to stretch a little bit easier. Oxygenation. However, maybe you can bring the elbows down below the line of the calf muscle. Keep the left heel drawing forward, and then from there, forehead to your knee. Nice. And then you resolve that. Little assisted back bend. Hands to your lower back. Lift the sternum up. There's my yoga dog again. Maybe he'll visit at some point. Yoga dog, yoga dog. Hello. Hello. From here. Okay, what are we doing? We'll bring, I'm gonna show this from the front actually. We'll bring, we're trying to get the yoga dog onto the mat. The yoga dog this morning already had his practice, so he's a little tired. So you bring right elbow to the right hip, open up the palm, bend the right knee behind you, collect the foot from the inside of the ankle. Both of your knees want to stay pretty close together at this point. Both of your hips want to stay even, facing forward. And the rest I'm going to show you from the side. Allow that right shoulder to roll open and back. This is pretty much the movement here. That right hip stays forward. Okay. So from here, left arm reaches up, palm faces forward. You have that length, left side of your body. You keep that length. As you stretch, foot into your hand, swipe that right knee straight back in space. So it doesn't flail out to the side. Wants to stay in one line with your right hip here, eventually disappear behind you. So, keep still reaching, left side of your body, up, 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 up. Foot comes up behind you in the, I was going to say, comes up behind you in the mirror. You have no mirror right now. Foot comes up behind, over the crown of your head, and then you reach more forward, but you keep the reach up at the same time, and enjoy the stretch that results from that. And then eventually, foot comes up behind you, more and more, and you reach more forward. Right shoulder rolls open back, maybe two shoulders in one line. Left leg stays solid as we trained it in the posture before. From there, slowly. Yeah, release that. From here, left elbow to the left hip. Open up the palm, bend the left knee behind you, collect the foot from the inside of the ankle. Right arm reaches up, palm faces forward. So really find this reach here, find this length, and try to keep that action of reaching up, even as you start to kick the foot up behind you. So that left shin bone draws back and up as you keep that knee in one line with your left hip. Kick more, kick more, kick more. Right side of your body still reaching, so you are working in somewhat of a contradiction here. You have the twist, middle and upper back, especially as that left shoulder rolls open and back. You have the kick into your hand that draws the left foot, the left shin, back up behind you, and then you have the reach, right side of your body. So that reach still then results into a stretch. As that right leg stays solid, foot comes up more and more, eventually you reach more forward. Keep the face forward, both eyes at the same height. Maybe you add a smile, maybe you just breathe, and then slowly let that go. Nice. From here, another one of these guys. Inhale the arms up, exhale from the back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, find a crouch and curl, and we're going to go for our flow sequence here from crouch and curl. Start by stepping that right foot back, and then that left foot back as well. And you find plank here. For plank, keep the hands directly underneath your shoulders. Fingers draw into the floor. Your knuckles of your hands draw into the floor. Your heels of your hands draw into the floor, and then your heels of your feet draw back. So the legs really, really active. Find the arches of your hands lifting up a little bit as if you were trying to protect a tiny, tiny little creature underneath the hands. And then from there, slowly push it back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs. So find a little stretch. Calf muscles. Lower back might feel a little bit alleviated here. Lift. Tailbone up. Maybe the heels root a little bit more down to the floor. Rotate the triceps down. Can't see that right now because I'm wearing so much clothing. Rotate triceps down. Find the bottoms of the shoulder blades. Draw to your sit bones. And then from there, inhale, the right leg up. Then exhale, we'll rotate that right hip open. So the right heel draws over to the left. You can describe little circles here. Okay, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to your nose. Find that space here. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to right shoulder. Hover there. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Hover there. Try to keep both your hips as even as possible though. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to your nose. And then step that right foot through. From here, that left heel draws down to the floor. And you then windmill the arms open. Warrior 2. For Warrior 2, see that right knee is right on top of your right heel. And the right thigh eventually comes parallel to the floor. The left foot turns approximately 45 degrees in. And you press down through your heel so that this leg really, really is active. Got Warrior 2 hands, arms. Keep the head right on top of your tailbone. From there, well, if you had brought a block, we could put that now to the inside of your right foot. However, we will forego this. Flip your palms, look to the left, and then tilt your body to the right. So I like for the tilt, I like just to move my shoulders over to the right rather than tilting this way. This way, you lose a little bit of length right here, right side of your body. This way, as you just tilt the shoulders there, and then move the arms separate. This length here tries to stay a little bit more in place. Look up to what that left hand is pointing at. And maybe that left arm draws forward. One line of energy from your heel into the fingertips, and then that right arm can join. And then from there, reverse your work. So keep that right knee bent. Find that stretch right side of your body. Look up. Maybe that arm can come to your knee or around your waist. And then from here, turn forward to you. Inhale to star. See how the toes turn out. All 5, all 10 extremities away from you. Exhale to horse. For horse, the knees draw towards your toes, front of your head with length over the tailbone. Palms of your hands press together. And then from there, we can sway the horse. Left and right and left. Left and right and left. This could go all the way down to Skandasana. Again, star again, exit to horse. then that right leg, right heel lifts up, and you pulse your horse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That left heel lifts up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels lift up. 5. A little bit slower than you would like to. 3, 2, 1. It's down. Inhale the arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Push down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. From there, straighten the legs again. Bring the outside edges of your feet in so that your feet are approximately parallel, arms to either side. Then from here we'll hinge forward at the waist. Fold forward, long spine on your way down. Try to see that the hips stay right on top of your heels. Long spine, long spine, long spine. Your hands can just press into the floor for support, or grab around your ankles, around your heels, maybe outside edges of your feet, and then you pull yourself forward. Puff the chest forward to the front edge of your mat. You can have a slight little bend in your knees, that's okay. Giving the lower part of your spine a little bit more air there, a little bit more space to actually nestle in. Then eventually, opening the collarbones, maybe top of your head touches to the floor, and then from there, or from wherever actually, you try to straighten the legs again. Kneecap up into the quads, look rather underneath you than behind you. Legs active, trying to take out the rounding in your spine, by giving the little vertebrae a little bit more air in between each of them. And then both of your arms to either side, spine reaches forward, and then you bring that right foot in about a step. Both of your heels rotate. Well, actually, let's bring the arms up first. Palms together to touch, thumbs crossed, not a steeple grip, hands in prayer. And you bring both of your heels facing forward, the short edge of your mat. As you find a step now, make sure that both of your heels are not crossed behind you, but that you can actually bring that left hip forward. So both of your hips, again, line up. From here, inhale, lengthen to your fingertips, chin to your chest, and then round down and curl and coil. Get real small, real compact. Forehead to the right knee connection. Ah, my bandana! Oh my god! Ah! Okay, you can keep that right knee bent a little bit, or a lot, depending on how much you need there. Or if this is really hard for you, and you don't find this forehead to knee connection possible, just feel it out and draw that vertebrae, draw the vertebrae in, round in, coil in as much as possible. Maybe forehead to your knee connection, to your right knee connection, and then with that connection, try to bring that right hip back and up. Left hip points forward. Maybe you can release your grip here. Palms together to touch, a little balance challenge, and then slowly round all the way back up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Interlace the hands behind you, palms together, and gently push yourself up off your left foot. Find toppling tree, left leg draws back, up, upper body draws forward, spine still wants to lift slightly. Hands can come to the floor. knee to your right calf, Shiva squat, and then the left leg lifts up. Standing splits as we call it. Upper body draws to your thigh, left leg lifts up. If you want more of a balance challenge, you can bring both hands around your ankle, and then gently step that left foot back, hands to the floor, right foot back, and you find your plank here again. So we'll come back to plank. It's a big float part. Again, find fingertips drawing to the floor, heels of your hands drawing to the floor, your knuckles. Protect that little creature there. With the heels of your feet back, and then push back downward facing dog. From there, pedal out that dog. The option to release some heat. Inhale, take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale, stick the tongue out, lion's breath. And find your downward dog. Nice. From there, inhale, left leg lifts up. Opening up that left hip. So again, that right heel starts to make little circles here. Maybe the knee makes circles as well. Maybe you alternate the circles. Inhale, left leg up. And then exhale, knee to your nose. Find that space here as you keep hips lifted up. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. Hover there. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to your nose. And step it through. This time, right heel draws to the floor. Again, careful not to cross your heels behind you. And you windmill the arms open to warrior two. So that you don't have to look at me from the back. Just turn around. So we'll face the other way now. And again, note how that left knee stays directly on top of your left heel. The left thigh stays parallel. The right foot draws to the floor. Outside edge of that right foot draws to the floor. Okay, from here. Again, if you have a block, feel free to use that to the inside of your left foot. Flip the palms, look to the right, and then tilt the body to the left. Again, I like to use the shoulders and then the arms. So you have a little bit of contact, elbow to the inside of your left knee here. With that contact, try to keep that knee facing straight forward and then pull that left hip underneath you. So this variation, which is the bind, helps with that a little bit. I like to reach back, basically with the back of my right hand, draw the left hip in slightly, and then it can reach underneath, left thigh. A pretty good shoulder opener here. Just make sure to keep that length, left side of your body, right here. And then we come back to triangle and reverse warrior. Find that left knee still bending here. Find the stretch left side of your body. And then we find horse. This time, we find star first. Arms long, front of your head reaches. Find a little bit of a back bend. Just see what that calls to you, how that feels like, and then interlace the hands behind you. Hinge forward, twist forward. The toes can come in slightly here, so that again the outside edges of your feet are parallel. Palms of your hands, reach up, muscles of the neck stay long, legs stay active, outside edges of your feet push into the floor. If you have flexibility, you can even bring the head eventually down to the floor. I have to widen my stance a little bit, doesn't mean that you have to.
again, come back to your breath. Easy inhales, exhales. Maybe a inversion calls to you here. But it's optional. We go through this in further classes that we'll teach here. Okay. Hands to your waist. Slowly roll all the way back up. And bring that left foot in. Just a step.
Pivot on both of your heels. This time, just make sure to the other side, so that that right hip now can come forward. Both of your hips line up. There's a mirror, so the more vain of us can adjust their bananas. Palms of your hands, glute shut. Thumbs cross. If you remember, just cross the thumb on top here. Inhale, lengthen to your fingertips, and then from there, just round in. Forehead to your left knee. Connection here. So feel free to bend that left knee. And then try to even level both of your hips again. So maybe that right hip draws forward. That left hip draws back with the help of the forehead to knee connection. And then slowly, you'll balance challenge both palms of your hands together in front of you. And then you round all the way back up. Interlace the fingers behind you. Push yourself up, gently up, off your right foot. Upper body reaches forward. Right hip rotates down. Inner thigh muscles of your right thigh can rotate up to help with that. Top leg tree. Knee to your left calf, Shiva squat, hands to the floor. Right leg lifts up, standing split. Draw upper body to your thigh. Maybe forehead to your shin. If you want more of a balanced workout here, the hands can come around your ankle. Upper body to your thigh. Right leg lifts up, lifts up, lifts up. And then both of your hands to the floor. Right foot steps back. Left foot steps back. Plank. Heels of your feet draw back. Downward facing dog. Again, if you want to release some heat here, inhale through your nose. Exhale, optional flatter the lips, horse's breath. Find downward facing dog again. Rotate triceps down, shoulders stay soft, muscles of the neck long. And then from there, slowly walk the feet towards your hand. Hands on your hips. You gently roll all the way back up. Inhale. Mountain, as we call it. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine on your way down. Inhale. Find a half lift. Exhale. Find crouch and curl. We'll have a little bit of a, hold on. Bring the feet wide. Find Balasana. We squat. Knees wide, elbows to your knees. Find length in your spine. From here, you can bring your buttocks to the floor. Find a seat. You need to take a little bit of a break. You can do that. Cross, lift the knees on top of your hips. And then interlace the fingers behind your head. Do a little bit of a core workout here. As you find the shoulders off the floor, and the toes pointing 45 degrees up. On your inhale, lower. On your exhale, lift up. Keep the elbows wide. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. I'm going for longer holds here. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. One more of this. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, hold. And then little pulses with the shoulders lifted up off the floor. Keep the knees right on top of your hips here. Elbows wide. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then knees can come to your collarbones. Massage the lower back lightly on the ground. And then from there, bring hands underneath your buttocks again, just for a little bit of extra support here. As the legs lift up, inhale, lower. And then exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Hold. Little across. Crisscross the legs. Crisscross the feet. For 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 3, for 4, for 2, for 1. And then exhale to lift. Nice. Massaging knees to your collarbones. Pressing lower back lightly on the floor. Nice. From there, find about a 60-degree angle of your legs. And then from there, interlace hands behind your head. Upper body lifts up with your shoulders. And just hold it there. Find your breath. This will become pretty exhausting or pretty active quickly, although it's just a holding posture. Find your breath. And if you want to, you can draw your toes just up from there. Keep the heels lifted together and just little movements with the toes up towards the sky, the ceiling, whatever you have there. And then draw the knees to your collarbones, shoulders, lower back on the floor. Rock and roll a couple times over your spine. I hope you have a softer mat than I do right now. And from here, find yourself in plank again. As I said, right foot steps back, left foot steps back. This time we won't go into downward facing dog. We'll find a forearm plank. Interlace fingers. Elbows underneath your shoulders this time. Heels draw back. And you have the option, if you want more, just start walking your feet in. Find dolphin here. Walk the feet back again. Release that. We throw in a chaturanga here. So, hands to the floor, fingers active. See how I push myself gently up off my toes. Bring the upper body to the floor. Chin, sternum touches. And then I draw forward to Cobra. Palms of your hands underneath your shoulders. And you lift. From here, also the option to go to an up dog. Tuck in your toes. No, not yet. Just press through the hands. Shoulders soft. And then push back downward facing dog. From here, plank. Inhale. And then we'll just go through Cobra. Elbows still up and in. Collarbones draw wide. Tops of the feet press into the floor. Get one more rib up off the floor, and then slowly let that go. From here, find a belly shavasana. Left cheek to the floor, toes touch, heels fall open. Just find that relaxation. Working very hard. So how much can you relax here? How much can you just let the body go actually? Just allow yourself that resting position. Allow the floor to carry you. Soften the arms, soften the legs. Then bring the chin to the floor. This one is a little bit tricky. Right side of your body reaches up. Right arm underneath you. Left arm reaches up. Left arm underneath you. And then, from here, press palms of your hands into the floor. Pinky fingers right next to each other. Even your elbows underneath you if possible. Will hurt the first 5, 10, 37 times. A little bit. See what happens. If it hurts, sharp shooting pain, you let that go. Inhale, lengthen that right leg. Exhale, lift that right leg up. We're aiming for length here, more than for height. And then slowly let that go. Inhale, lengthen left leg. Exhale, lift left leg up off the floor. Again, aiming for length, more than for height here. Keep that left hip down. With the help of a rotation of the left thigh muscles, rotating up, keeping the sole reaching for the ceiling. Let that go. Inhale to lengthen both of your legs. Exhale, lift both of your legs up off the floor. So the mouth to the floor here, just to protect the neck. Eventually, if the legs come up more than 45 degrees, you want to untuck your chin and reach one. Very, very slowly come down, building the strength on your way down. Unwind the arms from underneath you. Maybe shake them out and look to the other side. Other cheek onto the floor. Toes touch, heels fall open. From there, in lieu of space, we will slightly adjust this. I like just my arms in a 90-degree angle here. The other option could be extending your arms. I have this wall here, so that's not going to happen. But you could also interlace fingers behind you. Inhale, lift everything up off the floor. Long spine, legs reach back, elbows wide in my case. Draw up, lift up, 80-20 breathing, exhaling only 20, re-inhaling 20. Get one more rib up off the floor, and slowly let that go. Toes touch. Look to the right, lefty on the ground, soft gaze, arms down by your side. And then from there, chin back center. Bend both of your knees behind you. Grab for opposite no, don't grab for opposite elbows. Bend both of your knees behind you. Grab for the feet. From the outside, like 2 steel hooks, around your ankles, tops of your feet. Some people like to grab their shins. Depends a little bit on where you are. Find something that's comfortable first and then go with more challenging after. So start to kick the feet into your hands. Let that lift up your upper body up off the floor. As you slightly draw yourself forward onto the soft part of your belly, kick a little bit more. Shoulders will open and back. Keep the knees relatively close together. Kick up, lift up, stretch up, and slowly let that go. Look to the other side again, to the left. Toes together to touch. Belly Shavasana. Then, from there, hands to the floor. Push yourselves up to Supta Vrajasana. Fixed firm pose. Both of your knees together at the top of your mat. Now, for this one, I recommend a softer mat than this. If you have it, go for it. You want to make sure that the sit bones really touch the floor here as you open up the feet. Have a little bit of space in between, so that your buttocks, your sit bones could actually theoretically touch the floor. So try to go for that. See where that leaves you. If there's a little bit of ankles might not be that open, see what happens. Yeah, in my case with a very soft mat, it's actually kind of painful. I'll keep it real here. Ouch. Here it is. Okay, so if you have the buttocks on the floor, sit bones on the floor, you can come back onto your elbows, top of your head, back of your head, shoulders. Extend the elbows up and behind you. Grab for opposite elbows. Try to keep the knees relatively close together here. And then if you don't quite touch your buttocks to the floor or you're uncomfortable with going back, you can reach behind your head for the fingers. We sometimes call this cow face, opening up this right shoulder here. And then we switch to the other side, opening up this left shoulder here. And slowly let that go. Push yourselves a little bit back. Bring your heels together to touch. Inhale the arms up, palms together to touch, and draw yourself forward. So again, try to approach this from a sense of length from the tailbone all the way into the fingertips. So the spine stays elongated. As you hinge forward, gaze is a couple feet in front of you. Forehead tries to find the floor first, then palms of your hands, the blade of your hands cuts into the floor. Muscles of your neck long, chin tucks in. As you reach forward, try to bring the nose to the floor, and then lower back, lower part of your body. Sit bones, try to reach for your heels. Breathe into the sides, the back of the body. Press the palms together. Slowly draw yourself all the way back up. Up. Nope. And we keep the buttocks tucked to the floor actually as we do this. Nice. And then from here, find a stance 6 inches apart. With your knees on the floor. Hands to your lower back, Ustrasana camel pose. Peak posture of this entire sequence. Biggest back bend, biggest frontal opener with that. Feet to the floor, not tucked in. No. Feet to the floor. This might take a little bit of ankle opening up. Hands to your lower back, and then you lift your gaze. Keep the elbows in. If you can bring your hands to your heels, that is an option. Just make sure to keep the waist tucked forward here. And find the lift. Middle back, upper back, reaching up as if that thread is connected to your sternum and draws you up, pulls you up. And then slowly hands to your lower back. Release that. Could throw a Shavasana in here if you like. We'll move forward though. Just pedal up the legs a couple times. Sit on your heels. Link up the ankles. Grab for your heels. Find length, tailbone to the crown of your head. And then tuck in your chin. Round in, curling, coiling. Get real small, real compact. Forehead to your knees connection. From there, top of your head to the floor. And you can start, as you pull on your heels, to lift the hips up from there. A little bit of weight, crown of your head, not much. Arms straighten, shoulders stay soft. Find that stretch, and slowly let that go. From there, coming to the end of this practice. Bring the hips to the left or to the right. Straighten out both of your legs. You can keep a slight little bend in your knees here as you try to sit up tall. Reach the arms forward. Peace fingers around your big toes, put the thumbs on top. You can keep that little bend in your knees. And we're trying to keep the spine elongated all the way into the muscles of the neck from the tailbone. As you pull on your big toes, try to draw sternum forward through the gates of your arms, opening the collarbones. Eventually, maybe the heels draw more forward. You lengthen the legs onto the floor. And then slowly let that go. I'm gonna cue through a seated twist. The other option here is a supine twist. For that, I'm gonna just show you that first in case you wanna go for that. Just lay on your backs, bring the knees, step the feet into the floor, let the knees lift up, and then if we started to the right first, let the legs drop to the right and your gaze goes to the left. You can enhance that with the right hand onto your left thigh here. Just make sure you keep the hips stacked, left hip on top of your right hip, and then you look to the left. Okay, seated twist goes as follows. And for the supine twist, you would then eventually switch your legs, as we will go through in the seated twist as well. Bring that left left knee to the floor, cross that right foot over, plant it. The right sit bone wants to be planted on the floor. If it isn't, feel free to extend that left leg long. Right hand behind you, left arm reaches up, left foot really plants into the floor at this point. And as that left arm reaches up, find that turn, upper body, elbow to the outside of your right knee here. Opening up the collarbones, already feeling that twist. Left hand grabs for your left hand grabs for your left knee, whatever you can grab there. Find space in your collarbones, right shoulder rolls open and back. Inhale, grow tall, exhale to twist, middle and upper back over to the right. Left knee draws to the floor. Inhale, grow tall, exhale to twist. And you could go even for a bind here, that left hand reaching back and that right hand coming around. So you have that little grip there. You'll see that better on the other side. Right foot still presses into the floor, and then slowly let that go. Switch the legs. Right knee to the floor. Left foot crosses over, plants. If your left sit bone lifts up off the floor, yep, extend that right leg long. Looks like this. Okay. Left sit bone to the floor, left arm behind you, right arm reaches up, elbow to the outside of your left knee. You hold on to the right knee. We'll come around. Inhale, grow tall. Collarbones open up. The gaze goes over the left shoulder, and then maybe the bind as you reach that right hand through your legs. That left arm, left hand comes around. Still with the left foot on the floor, right knee on the floor. Left shoulder rolls open and back. And your gaze goes over the left shoulder, further and further back. Nice. And then from here you release that. Maybe find a happy baby. Step yourself back. Grab the outside. Draw the heels down. Knees down towards your armpits, just by your rib cage. Maybe you can sway your baby at times. And maybe you let that go and just find Shavasana here. Feet on the ground, arms on the ground. Let your legs hang, let the arms hang, heavy. Again, we're making that transition from working very hard to eventually releasing everything, letting everything go. Legs hang heavy, arms hang heavy,
floor carries you. Spine hangs heavy, muscles of the neck stay long. Eventually bring the attention to your breath. Easy inhales, exhales. Elongate them. Eventually you bring the breath to inaudible Shavasana. Dead body pose. Eyes stay open. Soft point focus on the sky, on the ceiling. And then push yourselves gently up. You can extend the Shavasana, obviously. Push yourselves gently up. Find a fetal position first. On your right or on your left side, whatever calls to you. Then push yourselves up. And option to close out your practice. Human arm. Sit on your heels or any shape or form that comfortable seat allows you to have. Hands together in prayer. Shoulders soft. Find that length again. Tailbone to the crown of your head.